Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, October the 12th, 2024. I am right now in the parking lot of the Red River National Wildlife Refuge, which is located just outside of Bossier City, Louisiana. Today I'm going to be hiking a multi-purpose trail that is about 6.25 miles long. I'm going to be traveling it northbound from here and up into the downtown area of Bossier City. And before I get started, I'm gonna go ahead and show you a couple of things here at the refuge, and then I'll get on the trail. So this is the parking lot of the refuge, and this is the visitor center. And straight back is a boardwalk that takes you over Lake Caroline. It's real nice out here, and there are some trails back in this direction, up and around the refuge. But in the meantime, this is the trail, and we're going to go ahead and get started here for a second. Technically, the trail continues on in this direction for a short distance. There's another parking lot down this way, which is the boat launch parking lot to Lake Caroline, and then it continues on more in the form of a sidewalk for a couple of miles. And then this road here, which is what we're gonna be walking along today here on the other side of this parking lot, is the Teague Parkway. It just goes straight down and it hooks left and it ends in front of Parkway High School. So we're gonna be walking the majority of this trail, and this is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started now. About 1.5 miles into today's hike, you can see that's Brookshire Grocery Arena I just showed a minute ago. Trail hooks over away from the road to this parking lot. So this is the first trailhead parking lot I've come across so far, and therefore if you want to shorten your distance and start here instead, you can do that. And just as a reminder, one of the reasons why I do these things every year anyhow is to show that it is accessible for people who are handicapped. But what is really nice here, and this is kind of like the first real highlight, I guess, of the trail so far, is, and you can see by the way as I'm walking over, pavilion, picnic tables. But first clear shot of the Red River. So we're gonna be getting a few of those today, as the trail will at times veer off from Teague Parkway. But it's a really nice scene of the river. So again, about 1.5 miles in, and about 4 3/4 left for today. Just a short distance from where I last recorded, you can see where the trail hooked to the right. I was back in that direction. There's Brookshire Grocery Arena. I wanted to point this out. This is a nice walkway that goes across Arthur Teague Parkway, and there's a park on the other side too. So you can park on the opposite end here from this side of Arthur Teague Parkway. You can see a little bit of the park there. So this area does give you a few options for parking. In the meantime, I'm gonna continue on. Well, based upon the picture I just had in the previous scene, it appears that much of this stretch is along a levee. The Red River right now is to my left. It's not that high of a levee like you would find, say, down in South Louisiana to protect the land from rivers like the Chafalaya and the Mississippi. But nevertheless, it's elevated, flat, real cruisy to go on. And we should be veering off a little bit, I think, again, from the Arthur Teague Parkway. And therefore, we should be getting close to another trailhead parking lot. So I'll be showing that to you in a bit. A little less than 3 miles into today's hike. I just came from this direction, but you can see this is a nice little pavilion right here. And so pulls you just a little ways further from the road, and I'll continue on. You can see that pavilion I just walked by. I decided to get off trail for a second just in case I'm not able to get a lot more clear views like this. But again, really nice view of the Red River. And for those of you not from Louisiana, by the way, right on the other side of this river is Shreveport. We're in Bossier City. And there's actually a trail that runs on the Shreveport side, but from all the reviews I read, this was the one that most people recommended. So anyways, probably a little under 3 miles left, and I'll keep showing you some more views. This is another shot of the pavilion I just showed you. And you can see this is a trailhead parking lot. More parking over there. I'm gonna walk down there in a second because it looks like we can get down to the river, but I'm gonna show you the map here. So it's very clear. You can see that we started right here today, and it gives you the mileage. So from here to that first trailhead parking lot near the Brookshire grocery arena, that is 2.1. And we're now here, that's another 2.1. So we've done 4.2, and when you add from A to B, that's 1.4. We're not at B yet. So I've done 4.2 plus 1.4. That's gonna be a little over 5.5, and then B to C is 1. So it's actually, according to this map, about 6.5. Probably could shave off a little bit because I think I started like closer to right here. But nevertheless, it's a little over 6 miles in one direction. I'm actually doing out and back today. But anyhow, I'm gonna keep going right here, and it looks like you can walk down to the river this way. So I'm gonna go check it out real quick. Well, I'm glad I came down here this way. Check it out. Clearest shot of the day so far along the Red River. So I'm gonna go back up and start heading back, but there's back in this direction. This is, by the way, also a boat landing. You can see boat landings right there. But straight in that direction, on the other side of the parking lot, is a restroom, and it does have water fountains, just so you know. So anyhow, I'm gonna keep on going. I probably have now at this point, probably just a couple of miles left. Up to the second to last trailhead here on the Teague Parkway Trail, and you can see where we are. So according to the map, 1.4 left. Not sure if they have a parking lot here. I'm gonna point it out when I get there because they've been doing some work on a new casino, and that's normally where people would park. So anyways, let me keep on going. Only have a little under a mile and a half left. All right, you can see where we are now. That's the railroad that train just passed along. And I'm gonna go back this way. You can see the sidewalk right there. We have to go this way, and it's gonna drop us down along Teague Parkway for the last few blocks. All right, we're coming up to what would normally be the northern terminus of the trail. You can see here, plenty of parking. This was the Diamond Jacks Casino. It closed, and you can see right there, they're building a new one, and it's supposed to open up sometime next year. So you can see straight ahead, past the red light, is the Boomtown sign. That's where I'm gonna go to grab some lunch, and then I'm gonna make my way back to my truck this afternoon, and I'm gonna go ahead and just show you a couple more things as I get close to Boomtown. Just made it back to the Red River National Wildlife Refuge. Altogether, when you include that extra stretch that I took to Boomtown, I would say it was probably about 6 3/4. So round trip for me today was about 13 and a half. I think that this is a great place to come out if you want to ride your bike, if you want to walk or jog. And of course, if you have someone who's handicapped, there's plenty of parking spots. I would say there's really split into two sections that I think are worth going to if you want to park on each side or do it out and back. I would say the first is where I'm at here at Red River National Wildlife Refuge. And then that would be just past the Brookshire Grocery Arena. They have a little pavilion right there. Actually, there's a parking spot there too. And then the other spot I would say would be a little further down over at the boat landing. That was really nice. And there was also another parking lot right after that, and then you come to the end of the trail technically. So I would say for those that have people that are handicapped or you just want to go short distances, I would pick one of those two sets, either from here past Brookshire Grocery Arena or further down near the North Landing into that little parking lot over there as well. But it has been nice. Great way to start the new hiking season. We'll be back in this part of the state quite a bit here over the next few months. as I'll be starting the Bossier State Trail here in a few weeks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon on another Louisiana trail.